gentlemen. My name is Craig Mullen, and on behalf of St. Luke's Lutheran Church, I'd like to welcome you all to our historic first bottle band performance of the year 2000. Tonight's concert is a gala celebration of the year 2000, sometimes known as Y2K, and the bottle band would like you to experience it as sort of an extension of the New Year's Eve parties that were held on December 31st, 1999. In order to prepare for the proper party atmosphere, the members of the bottle band themselves have been holding a pre-concert celebration downstairs in the basement of the church for the past several hours. In a few moments, the bottle band will be leaving the basement and making its way up the back stairs and coming through the rear doors of the gymnasium for tonight's performance. As you can see up here in the front of the gym, we have suspended from the ceiling a large bottle. When the bottle band begins to come up from the basement, the bottle will begin to drop. And just as it reaches the level of the stage, the bottle band will make its dramatic entrance at the rear of the gymnasium. Now, when the bottle reaches the 10-second mark, I would like all of you to join with me in counting down the final seconds, just like people do in Times Square on New Year's Eve. Well, according to my watch, the bottle band should be leaving the basement just about now, so stand by for the countdown. Yes, the bottle's moving. The band is on its way up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Wait a minute, what's this? Oh, I know somebody in the bottle band has forgotten something. They're going back to the basement to get whatever it was. I'm sure this will be corrected in just a moment or two, so stand by. Here we go again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, the St. Luke's Bottle Band.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our bottle band concert here tonight, which is entitled Something Old, Something New, Something Borrowed, Something Else. This is the first concert we've given up here in the gym in almost 2 years, so we're very glad to be back here tonight. As you may know, last weekend was the opening weekend of our concerts this year. Those 3 concerts were part of the winter series. This weekend's concerts mark the beginning of our summer series. So you folks picked the right weekend to come. And we're glad that you're here tonight. We have a very interesting and diverse program for you. We're going to be playing several old favorites. We'll be doing quite a few new selections. We will be playing pieces that we have borrowed from ourselves. And by that I mean these are pieces we have done in previous years, but we have modified them somewhat for tonight's concert. You might say we've made them Y2K compatible. And then we will have some surprises for you. Some of them will be planned, some will be unplanned. We hope the unplanned ones are pleasant surprises, but those are the moments that we are putting under the category of something else. Now, our first piece this evening was entitled Off We Go Into the New Millennium, but we realized that not everybody looks at the year 2000 as the beginning of the new millennium. Some people look at the year 2000 as the last year of the old millennium. So to be fair, we thought we would present that point of view as well. And to do that, we have borrowed a song that we have played before. This is George Gershwin's Strike Up the Band. And we have modified the lyrics for this piece so it's appropriate for our concert tonight. And I'd like to introduce our soloist now for this piece. First of all, would you please welcome our violinist, our concert mistress. Please welcome Miss Judy Yehudi. And then, of course, the very lovely and talented Betty Sulu Fleming. In addition to performing with the Bottle Band, Betty Sulu also teaches music appreciation at the DeVry Institute of Technology here in Chicago. So here we go now with our Bottle Band rearrangement of Strike Up the Band.
Has a new one come? Is the old one done? Don't be so sure. You may disagree, but it seems to me all this jubilee is premature. Nothing grandiose should have been done till the first day of 2001. It's so simple, why can't everyone understand? Well, to me it's clear. Once again next year, they'll have to strike up the band. Come back again.
Thank you. I believe the year 2000 is going to be a very significant one in the history of the Bottle Band. Shortly after the beginning of the year, we sat down and we made up a list of goals that we would like to achieve for this coming year. And it's a fairly ambitious list of goals, but we wanted to challenge ourselves somewhat. And so several of the pieces tonight that we're going to play are related to meeting these goals. For example, the first goal that we set was sometime in the year 2000, we would like to make an appearance at the White House and play for the President of the United States. And so our next piece is going to be Hail to the Chief, which is the piece that's always played when the President comes into the room. Now, you may think this is kind of a far-fetched goal, but I would like to point out that Hillary Rodham Clinton is from Park Ridge, and actually she and I went to high school together, and so I decided to take advantage of this connection that I had with her, and I gave her a call a couple months ago and asked her about the possibility of her coming here tonight to play, of us going to the White House to play for the President. And what happened was, in the course of the conversation, she heard about us doing a concert here in February, and she asked me if she could come here and appear as a soloist with the Bottle Band. Now, you know, Hillary's running for Senate in New York, and she's trying to present another side to herself. She was on the Letterman show in January, and she wants to display, I think, her musical talents. So naturally, I was very ecstatic that she would want to come here tonight, and we were all set. That was going to be one of our surprises for you, one of the something elses. But unfortunately, she called at the last minute. Something had come up, and unfortunately, she's not going to be able to be here tonight. So we were almost not going to tell you because we're kind of disappointed, but the show must go on. So what we're going to do is try to simulate an appearance by Hillary Rodham Clinton. And Betty Sue Lou Fleming has agreed to step in at the last minute and play the part that Hillary would have played. I know this won't be like having Hillary here, but we're going to do the best we can. So here we go now with our Bottle Band rendition of Hail to the Chief, Betty Sue Lou Fleming standing in for Hillary Rodham Clinton. Thank you. Many people who come to our Bottle Band concerts are interested in what kind of bottles we use in the Bottle Band, and so I'd like to talk about our instruments for just a couple of minutes. We have two basic kinds of bottles that we use. The higher notes are played on the standard 12-ounce brown beer bottles that you see in the front row mainly. After we empty the contents of these bottles, we then glue them together in sets of 5 and fill them with various amounts of water so we get the proper pitches that we need. The official bottle of the bottle band is the Leinenkugel from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. We find that the Leinenkugel gives us the best tone quality out of all the hundreds of brands that we have sampled. And then the lower notes in the bottle band are played on the 1.5-liter green sangria wine bottles that you see on the ends of the front row and in the back row. Some people refer to these as jugs, but we'd like to stay away from that term if possible. Now you may find this hard to believe, but bottles do wear out after you play them for a while, very much like the reed on a clarinet or an oboe. And we find that we do have to replace them at fairly regular intervals. In fact, I would say that well over 50% of our rehearsal time is devoted to the preparation of new instruments. Now, in addition to blowing on the bottle, we can also make music by hitting the bottle. And I mean that literally, by hitting the bottle with mallets. And the instrument that we use for this purpose is called the bottleophone. And the bottleophone, well, it's the instrument there on the middle row of tables. It sounds something like a xylophone, and it looks something like a bar. And each player has a certain number of bottles to play, and they hit them at the appropriate time. It's very much like a handbell choir. And this next piece is going to feature the bottleophone at the beginning of the piece. This is actually a hymn that we're going to play for you now. The title of the hymn is Dwelling in Beulah Land. Now, this is not a hymn from the Lutheran tradition. This is more what you would call a gospel hymn. And the reason we're playing this piece is because another of our goals for the year is that sometime during the year we would like to make an appearance on the radio show, A Prairie Home Companion, which is heard on National Public Radio every Saturday night. And the show is hosted by Garrison Keillor. And for those of you not familiar with this show, Garrison Keillor often includes a gospel hymn as part of his program. So we thought it would be appropriate to have one in our repertoire in case we get on his show. Now, the other thing that Garrison Keillor does on his radio show is he talks a lot about the people from Lake Wobegon, Minnesota, his hometown. And he often mentions the people that attend the Lutheran church there in Lake Wobegon. So we thought it would be extra special if we could get some of those folks to come down here tonight and appear with us for the Bottle Band concert. And so 4 members of the Lake Wobegon Lutheran Church have come down here to join us for this hymn. Now, Garrison Keillor himself is very comfortable singing gospel-type hymns, but he has often observed that the Norwegian Lutherans up there in Minnesota are just a little more reserved when it comes to this kind of spiritual and emotional expression. So for these people to do this hymn tonight is a new experience for them. But we're delighted that they're here, and I think you're going to enjoy them. They'll be coming out for the second and the third verses of the hymn. The first verse will be played by Judy Yehudi, and then the bottleophone. So here is our bottle band arrangement of Dwelling in Beulah Land.
to sing a hymn like this makes us feel strange. Gradually we're thawing up, we hope to be less frigid.
We are trying real hard to make a change.
We're swaying to the music and moving to the beat. We're making simple gestures and tapping both our feet. We are becoming more expressive and we're trying to have fun. But please remember, we're Luther Red. We're singing even higher. We've gone up from C to D. This makes it more exciting, though we may say off key. We are becoming more expressive and trying to have fun. But please remember, we're Luther Red. Luther Red.
Thank you very much. If you don't mind, I would like to ask your cooperation now to help me out with a little survey. We like to be aware of who make up our audience, and so I have some questions to ask, and if you would just answer by raising your hand, that would be very helpful to me. Let's see, the first question on the survey is, how many of you are here at a Bottle Band concert tonight for the first time? Oh, wow, quite a few. Okay, how many of you are here at a Bottle Band concert for the second time tonight? All right. How many of you have been to 3 or more Bottle Band concerts? Okay, thank you. How many of you are here tonight because a friend invited you to come along? How many of you are here tonight because a friend forced you to come along? To all of you who forced those people, thank you very much. Let's see, how many of you drove at least 10 miles to get here tonight? Rough trip? Okay, how many of you drove 25 miles or more to get here? Okay. Is there anybody here tonight from out of state? Oh, wow, quite a few. What state? Indiana. Okay. Wisconsin. South Dakota. Did you come here just for the Bottle Band concert? Did you? Wow, that's amazing. I don't think I'd go to South Dakota to see you. So I really admire your perseverance. That's great. Well, we're happy to have out-of-staters here. Let's see, 3 more questions. How many of you consider yourselves to be musically inclined? You can be honest, you know. You over here. How many of you consider yourselves to be musically advanced? Some people are laughing over here. How many of you consider yourselves to be musically challenged? Yes, I know about them. It's you I want to know about. Okay, well, thank you very much. That's very helpful to us to get a chance to know our audience a little bit. Our next piece now is going to introduce to you the third technique for playing music on the bottle. We've been blowing the bottles, hitting the bottles, and now we're going to be introducing the technique of plucking the bottle. And that, of course, is the method of putting your finger into the top of the bottle and snapping it out at just the appropriate moment. Yes, thank you. This piece calls for 4 pluckers, and we're seated here in the front row, led by Betty Sue Lou Fleming. This is a piece by the well-known composer Scott Joplin, who is probably most famous for rags like The Entertainer and the Maple Leaf Rag. This is another rag that he wrote called the Peacherine Rag. It's not as well known, but it's a very charming little piece, and I've made an arrangement for the bottle band. This is a piece of what we call pure bottle band music. By that I mean that the bottle is the only instrument used in this piece. Many of the pieces we'll play tonight will use a violin or a kazoo, but this piece is made up of only bottles. So here is our bottle band arrangement of the Peacherine Rag by Scott Joplin. Thank you very much. There is not a lot of music written specifically for the bottle. In fact, there's none that I know of. So what we have to do is play what are called transcriptions. And those are pieces, transcriptions are pieces of music that were written for other instruments, and then I have arranged them for the bottle band. And the piece that we're going to do for you now is one that was written by the very famous German composer Johann Sebastian Bach. And Bach wrote this originally for the clavichord, which was the forerunner of the piano. And it's his Minuet in G, not to be confused with his minuet in G. To explain the difference between a minuet and a minuet, well, a minuet is a shortened, abbreviated version of a menu. It's kind of like a kitchenette is a small kitchen, or a sextet is a small Actually, that's not a good analogy. But at any rate, scholars think that Bach originally wrote a piece called the Minuet in G, and then at a later date, he edited it down into the form of a minuet. And so we're going to play the complete work for you tonight. And because this is a special year for Bach, the year 2000 is the 250th anniversary of the death of Bach, so musical organizations all across the world will be performing his music in commemoration of this year. We thought it would be special if we could have a special soloist for this piece. And we thought it would be really wonderful if we could actually get a descendant of Bach to be here tonight, and we were able to find such a person. She lives in Leipzig, Germany, and she can actually trace her heritage all the way back to J.S. Bach, and then Bach's son, C.P.E. Bach. Her name is Yolanda Christina Katharina Bach. So this year people are calling her Y2K Bach. She is the principal violinist in the Gesundheit Philharmonic in Leipzig. So would you please welcome now our soloist, Yolanda Christina Katharina Bach. Yolanda will be playing the notes that, the notes that you know as the minuet in G, and I will be playing on the trombone all the notes that are in the minuet, but were edited out when Bach created the minuet, so you can tell the difference. Also, one other note, this is the minuet in G, but we will be doing it in the key of F, because that makes it easier for me to play it. So here is Bach's Minuet in G. Thank you. Over the many years that we've been doing these bottle band concerts, we've had a lot of very memorable bottle characters perform with our group. And I think two of the most beloved bottle characters have been Mrs. Butterworth and the Blue Nun. So we decided that we wanted to have both of them back here tonight for this performance. The Blue Nun will be coming out a little later, but would you please now welcome the very charming and gracious Mrs. Butterworth. Mrs. Butterworth will be singing a Gilbert and Sullivan song. This is from HMS Pinafore. The original title is I'm Called Little Buttercup. And we have modified it somewhat so that it has now become I Am Mrs. Butterworth.
Butterworth, dear Mrs. Butterworth, proper and very well bred. I'm dressed all in brown, and when turned upside down, maple syrup pours out of my head. Just twist off my yellow cap, give me a gentle tap, what's inside me will pour out. My contents are sure to please and full of calories. I'll make you fatter, no doubt. I'm not made of plastic, that's much too elastic. If someone would squeeze me, I'd squirm. But I'm not Aunt Jemima, my body's much finer and sensuous, shiny and firm. When I am empty though, I don't know where I'll go. Good jobs are so hard to find. It would make me feel so grand to join a bottle band. Then someone could blow my mind. Another chorus of the Blue Nun Blues. Now it's my job to go to parties and stay the whole night long. I pour myself into my work, and when I am gone, someday I'll get to heaven, and I just hope and pray the angels will be singing and Gabriel will play another chorus of the Blue Nun Blues.
Just rinse me out and tune me so I can hear you play another chorus of the Blue Nun Blues. One more time, where you can use a great big bottle of Blue Nun wine.
A maple syrup bottle will do just fine.
So keep those empty bottles, do not throw them away.
Just rinse them out and tune them so I can hear you play. Another chorus of
The Blue Nun, the Butterworth,
the Blue Nun Blues. Another chorus of the Blue Nun Blues.
Thank you very much. I have a few announcements to make before we get into our next piece. First of all, I'm very happy to tell you that the Bottle Band will once again be performing at Ravinia this year. The date is December 27th. So bring a couple of extra blankets with you. And then also, I wanted to let you know that several members of the Bottle Band do teach privately in their homes. If you would like to start taking lessons on the bottle or start with your children out on the bottle, playing on the bottle. I know many parents are reluctant to spend a lot of money on a new trumpet or a violin, but for the cost of a six-pack, you can get your child started in music. We also have a Suzuki Bottle Band here at the church for the very young. So if you're interested in any of these educational opportunities, please speak to me after the show. One further announcement, we are starting a Bottle Band mailing list this year, and so if you would like to be on that list to be informed of our upcoming concerts and various events, please, you should have a little insert in your program tonight, and just fill that out and drop it off in the Bottle Band mailing list box, which will be downstairs in Fox Hall during intermission, and also out by the doors as you leave the building. So if you'd like to be on the list, please fill that out and put it in the box. Our next piece is one that some of you are probably familiar with. It's a march written by the great American march composer John Philip Sousa. This is his march El Capitan. And the reason we're playing this piece tonight is that another of our goals for the year 2000, well, actually, this goal would be met on January 1st of 2001. We would like to march in the Rose Bowl Parade in Pasadena, California next year. And so this piece would be the piece we would play for that event. I don't think they've ever had a bottle band in the Rose Bowl, so we would be kind of a unique addition. Of course, this is a challenge for us. The biggest obstacle so far has been chipped teeth, because it is rather difficult to play and march at the same time, but we're working on that. First, we have to master the music. So tonight we're going to play for you the musical portion of our performance. This is the John Philip Sousa's El Capitan. Again, this is a piece of pure bottle band music, the blowers, the pluckers, and the bottle-o-phone. So here is Sousa's El Capitan. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, the Bottle Band at last has its own website. We've been using the website from St. Luke's here, but now we have our very own. It's www.bottlesrus, and we're very excited about this because now we can sell all of our merchandise connected with the Bottle Band on the internet. And we're no longer going to be using the gift shop here at the church, which was located out in the boiler room and fairly inconvenient. So this way, if you visit our website, you can learn all sorts of interesting information about the Bottle Band and also purchase any item that you would like to that we have available for you. And I brought some items tonight to show you because we're having a sale this month on books connected with the Bottle Band. I know a lot of people are interested in how the Bottle Band works, the technical aspect of how we write the music, how we get the instruments and things like that. So the book that I recommend is one that's been very helpful for me. This is called The Complete Idiot's Guide to the Bottle Band. It has lots of wonderful diagrams and illustrations. It's really very informative. If you want to get a little more specific, then I would recommend this book. This is called Plucking for Dummies. Each of our pluckers has one of these and consults it quite regularly. Then if you're interested in the psychological aspect of what it means to play in the Bottle Band, what kind of personality types are attracted to this sort of activity, we have a book here that I recommend. It's called People Are From Earth, the Bottle Band is From Venus. And then finally, we have a book that was written by one of the members of our Bottle Band, who is a musicologist. She has done a lot of research into the history of the bottle as a musical instrument. And in particular, she has focused on the life of Ludwig van Beethoven, the great German composer. By consulting his diaries and other documents that have just become available, she has concluded that Beethoven himself actually had a bottle band at one point in his life. This was not well known during his lifetime. He kept it kind of quiet. But Ludwig apparently would gather with his friends on weekends in his basement, and he would write these experimental pieces for the bottle. And it's all documented here in her book, which is entitled Beethoven's Other Fifth. So it's a very interesting reading. And we have an assortment of other items as well as these books. We have coffee mugs and tote bags and all that sort of thing. So do visit our website at your next convenience. Well, you can see that we have transformed our stage here into the deck of a ship. And that's because our next piece comes from the musical The Titanic. Now, there have been a lot of stories told about the Titanic. The most famous one, I think, was the Academy Award-winning film that was made a few years ago. But there was a Broadway musical called The Titanic, and that's the selection we're going to do tonight is from that musical. The name of the piece is Godspeed, and it's the piece that is sung as the ship is moving out of the port and moving out into the ocean. Tonight, however, we're not going to be telling you the story of the Titanic. There's another ship that is very much like the Titanic in size and structure and everything. And so instead of singing about the Titanic, we're going to be singing about the Milantic. Now, the Titanic, of course, is the ship that hit the iceberg, and everybody knows that story, but nobody knows about the Milantic. So we want to raise your awareness of this ship. And so we take you now back to the 1920s on board the deck of the SS Milantic.
We sail across the wide Atlantic, westward we are bound.
Strong winds from the north toss us back and forth. Stars above start to spin around.
This rocking makes
lion and drop that we must remain right beside this rail. In this big blue bottle, something you can take. It will bring relief from internal grief. Say goodbye to your tummy ache. Drink up and soon you should feel much better. Healing will begin. Let this smile and talk cure your nausea, and the stars will no longer spin.
Our ship is swaying, but we don't violent. If we get seasick,
Now the boat we've stored would go as we sail on the Highland Sea. As we sail on the Highland Sea.
And one of those goals for the year 2000 is that Friends of the Bottle Band will recruit 2,000 new members in the year 2000. Now we realize, or perhaps I should say I realize, that this is a very ambitious goal and realistically probably cannot be accomplished unless we give away several hundred memberships for free in order to stir up interest in the organization. So tonight, what I am going to do is, in order to kick off the year 2000 membership drive, is to give away one free membership in Friends of the Bottle Band. And I'm going to do that by having a drawing later on in the program. The winner of our drawing will not only become a friend of the Bottle Band, but he or she will also have the opportunity to perform with the St. Luke's Bottle Band on stage tonight during the second half of the concert. Later on in the program, the Bottle Band will be performing Pop Goes the Weasel. The winner of our drawing will be the solo popper for the piece. Now, we do have one requirement, though, to be eligible for the drawing, and that is you must be able to make a plucking sound on a bottle. During the intermission, I will be downstairs in Fox Hall seated at a table. And when you come over to fill out a slip of paper with your name for the drawing, I'm going to ask you to demonstrate that you can, in fact, make a plucking sound on a bottle, and I'll have down there a bottle that you can show me that you can make the plucking sound. If you're able to make the sound, then you're eligible for the drawing, and you may end up being the winner tonight who gets to perform with the world-famous St. Luke's Bottle Band. In addition to performing with the Bottle Band, our lucky winner will also receive some wonderful prizes, so don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Tonight will be somebody's lucky night. See you at intermission.
Thank you, Craig. I would like to mention that when you do go downstairs for the intermission, you may use either exit, the one at the back of the gym or the one up here in the front. The youth from our church are providing refreshments tonight, and there's a free will offering in response to the refreshments. I would like to mention that the youth are planning a trip to go down to St. Louis this summer. So all the money that is taken in tonight will help them in that endeavor. Last weekend, they raised enough money to get down to St. Louis. So it's your job to help get them back. And also, please take your time and have an enjoyable, relaxing intermission. We have some rehearsing to do for the second half, so no need to hurry. We just ask that you not bring any refreshments back with you into the gym. Well, we come now to the final work on the first half of our program, and this is a piece that we are calling our Salute to America. It's made up of 4 patriotic songs, and the reason we're doing this piece is because one of our other goals is that we would like to appear on the David Letterman Show one more time. You may know that we've been on the show twice, both times in the month of December. And it's fun to be in New York at the holiday time, but we would like to go out there sometime when the weather is a little warmer. So we thought perhaps with this piece we might be able to get on the show on or around the 4th of July. So this will be our Salute to America with 4 patriotic songs. The final song is the last section of John Philip Sousa's Stars and Stripes Forever. And you know that when that piece is played on the 4th of July, they usually have fireworks to accompany it. So we thought that for tonight's performance, we would bring out our little bottle cannons that we have used before. They're over here on the table to my right. These are the cannons that we have used in the 1812 Overture. And they're made from 2-liter 7-Up bottles. They work by compressed air, and they will be firing little corks out at the appropriate time. No need to worry about getting hurt. The corks come down very gently. In fact, if you do catch one, we ask that you bring it back up here so we can use it again. So here now is our final work on the first half of the program, our bottle band Salute to America. Have a good intermission. See you in 15 minutes. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for the second half of our show. Way back in 1988, when we did a bottle band show here, we saluted the Olympic Games that were held that year, and we did music from all over the world. And I think the most memorable piece that we played at that concert was the piece from Sweden. And so we have a Swedish person over here, I guess. So we decided to bring back this piece and the group that was here that year to sing it as well. This is a group of 4 women from Sweden. They're a little older than they were in 1988, but aren't we all? So please welcome now the lovely 4 Daughters of Sweden. This is what is known as the living Swedish flag. And these ladies are going to be singing a song entitled Hälsa dem där hemma. And they will be singing it entirely in Swedish. And I would imagine that not too many of you understand Swedish, so we are going to provide a translation on the first chorus so that you have some idea what the song is about. So here now are the lovely 4 Daughters of Sweden singing Hälsa dem där hemma.
Far you can be shepherds bright.
The bottle band is, of course, available to play for weddings. The advantage to hiring us is, of course, that you will not have to worry about hiring a soloist and an organist for the ceremony and then a band for the reception. We will do everything in one package deal. And we have quite a large repertoire of pieces to select from. For example, for the wedding processional during the ceremony, we know Wagner's bridal chorus from Lohengrin, commonly known as Here Comes the Bride. But we much prefer to play actually our version of Trumpet Voluntary, which we call Bottle Voluntary. Then during the ceremony, we have a variety of pieces to dance to, waltzes, polkas, and of course we know all the special pieces like Feelings, Hava Nagila, and the Hokey Pokey. I'm just curious if anybody tonight in the audience is planning to get married in the near future, or willing to admit it. Nobody tonight? Anybody know of anybody that, over there? Your daughter?
Yes.
Do you know what the date is of the wedding? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
February 10th.
February 10th? Of next year? Oh. Are we? I think we're free. So have you made, pardon me? Yeah, we will. Have you made arrangements for the music yet? No? Oh, well, talk to me after the show, okay? Our next piece this evening is a new one, and this piece came about because somebody after one of our concerts commented to me that he said, you know, the bottle band on occasion sounds very much like a music box. And I realized that was true. Sometimes during a very delicate piece, the bottle phone playing and the pluckers, you know, it does have that kind of sound that you hear on a music box. So we decided to emphasize this characteristic of the bottle band, and we're going to play for you now Brahms' Lullaby, which is a piece you often hear played on a little music box. And this again is pure bottle band music, the bottle phone, the pluckers, and the blowers. So here's our music box arrangement of Brahms' Lullaby. Thank you. Thank you very much. Someone asked at intermission if there were any bottle band videos available, and I I did forget to mention that when I was talking about our website. Yes, we do have some videos. They are not videos of live concert performances, however. They are actually kind of documentary type videos that were made about the Bottle Band, and they're very interesting. I brought 3 of them with me tonight. The first one is inside the Bottle Band. Then we have behind the scenes with the Bottle Band, and finally underneath the Bottle Band. That's the most interesting of the 3. So again, check out our website if you're interested in any of the Bottle Band merchandise we have available. Our next piece is one of my favorites because, as you might have read in the program, I'm a graduate of the Spike Jones School of Music. And over the years, I have liked to arrange certain pieces for the Bottle Band in the style of Spike Jones. And for those of you who are not familiar with Spike Jones, he was a percussionist back in the 40s and 50s. He had his own band, and he was famous for having these rather unusual arrangements of pieces in which he used very strange sounds, whistles, bells, gongs, things like that. But they were very well done, and he was known for taking sort of serious pieces and turning them into these rather humorous pieces. So the piece we're going to do for you tonight is one of his most famous arrangements. The Glowworm is the name of the piece. And we're going to take that piece and actually do it in the style of Spike Jones, but we're going to change the lyrics a little bit and update it to the year 2000. You probably remember that toward the end of 1999, there was a lot of fear going around about what was going to happen when we entered the year 2000, and particularly in the area of what would happen to computers. Would there be a computer glitch? And there was a lot of talk about what were called Y2K bugs, which would get into the computer systems and make them dysfunctional, and things would go wrong, and there'd be all kinds of difficulties. Well, that never happened, of course, but this song is dedicated to all those people that were very concerned about what was going to happen when the Y2K bugs got into the computer system. So for this arrangement, we have Judy Hootie on the violin, Bert Olson on the banjo, Betty Sue Fleming and Chuck Engelson as the vocalists. And now would you please welcome our special guest for this piece, Miss Debbie Roman as the Glowworm. So here is our bottle band arrangement in the style of Spike Jones of the Glowworm.
When the clock struck 12 midnight, the clock struck 12 midnight. On New Year's Eve. We were waiting nervously, we're waiting nervously, prepared to grieve. We all thought Y2K bugs, we thought Y2K bugs would in a flash struck computers everywhere. Computers everywhere, and make them crash. This glowworm rescued us, and so we gave her big hugs, for she single-handedly ate all those Y2K bugs. Yum 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 yum.
Shine, little glowworm. Shine, little glowworm. Our old treasures you have been.
sure Spike would have been proud of that. While we're getting ready for our next piece, I would like to tell you about a contest we're having. We've done this sweepstakes contest before, several years in a row now. We're going to do it again this year. So I'd like to just tell you how to enter the sweepstakes. What you do is you go to your local supermarket and you pick up a 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola, either the regular classic Coke or the Diet Coke. And when you get it home and take off the lid, you look inside, and if you see a little picture of a bottle inside, then you know you are a potential winner. And so you take this cap and you go to any participating McDonald's restaurant, and when you order your meal, you give them this cap, and they will give you one of these little cards in the shape of a bottle. And there are 3 little silver squares on this card. You choose one of the 3, only one, and you scratch off the silver. And if you find a picture of me underneath, then you know you are a semi-finalist. And so you put this in an envelope and you mail it to the Reader's Digest. And then they will take all these cards and they'll have a drawing. And they will send out a big packet of information to all 5 million finalists. And that'll include another entry form which you fill out, and you mail this to Ed McMahon. And then Ed will make the final drawing of the grand prize winner, who will receive a lifetime membership in Friends of the Bottle Band and dinner for 2 with Dick Clark. So please enter our sweepstakes. It's coming up this March in the supermarkets all over the country. Well, our next piece goes under the category of something else. These people are very special. I was mentioning earlier in the concert about the history of the bottle, and that Beethoven had a bottle band. And in the United States, the bottle has been used as a musical instrument for many years, and particularly in the rural areas of our country, you find a lot of people playing music on bottles. And last summer, I was doing some traveling in Kentucky and Tennessee, and I came across quite a few people who were playing on bottles. And this one family that I met was just so charming that I had to invite them to come here tonight to perform with the bottle band. They are from a little town in Tennessee called Spring Valley. This is the first time they've ever been to a big city like Chicago. I think it's the first time that any of them have been outside the county in which they live. So would you please give them a warm welcome now from Spring Valley, Tennessee. Please welcome the Dumpling family. These are the 8 children of Doris and Daryl Dumpling, and I'd like to introduce them to you now, one at a time. First of all, the vocalist for the family is Darlene Dumpling. Next to Darlene are Marlene and Charlene. Then on the ironing board here, we have Jacob Dumpling, the oldest of the Dumpling family. And next to Jake, we have the first set of twins, Polly and Dolly. And then on the end, the second set of twins, Jethro and Free Throw. The Dumplings are going to perform a piece that they have written especially for tonight's concert. It's called I'm Filling Up All My Bottles with the Tears I Shed Over You. It's kind of a sad song. So if you're all ready, folks, okay, here we go. The Dumpling family performing I'm Filling Up All My Bottles with the Tears That I Shed Over You.
Oh, it's springtime, the flowers are blooming, and the carefully. But oh, how my poor heart is aching since the day that you walked out on me. Oh, won't you come back to me, darling? Without you, I feel oh so blue, and I'm filling up all of my bottles with the tears that I shed over you. Oh, at nighttime I get oh so lonely, and I sit home with nothing to do. There's only one thing that consoles me, a large bottle of cold Mountain Dew. Oh, won't you come back to me, darling? Without you I feel oh so blue, and I'm filling up all of my bottles with the tears that I shed over you. When you left, I went back to my family, but now I really must move away. I love all my brothers and sisters, but they just ain't got nothing to say. See what I mean? Oh, won't you come back to me, darling? Without you, I feel oh so blue, and I'm filling up all of my bottles, the tears that I shed over you.
Thank you. Well, it's time now to find out who the lucky person is that's going to get a chance to come up here and play with the bottle band. So, Craig, if you're ready here with the bowl full of entries, I see that we had several people who did pass the audition. So, Craig will mix them up, and I'm going to reach inside and we'll find out who the winner is. Are you ready? Here we go. The winner is, looks like Byron McGuire. Byron McGuire? Byron? Oh, there he is. Congratulations. How do you say your last name?
McGuire.
McGuire. Brian?
Byron.
Byron, okay, great. Is this your first bottle band concert?
Yeah.
Great. Where are you from?
Lombard.
Lombard. What grade are you in?
4th.
4th grade. Oh, that's terrific. Now, are you a musician of any kind? Do you take music?
No. Yeah.
Yes. What kind of music do you do?
Trumpet.
Trumpet. Oh, you play in the school band?
Yeah.
Oh, great, great. Well, you know something about, how to be on stage and play then, right? Okay. What we're going to ask you to do is be the solo plucker for Pop Goes the Weasel. You know Pop Goes the Weasel, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go up on stage there, and Craig will be up there with the bottle for you. Okay. And take your place by the microphone, right up here. Okay, and we'll lower the mic down there. Okay. Now we want to make sure that you can do this, so put your finger in how you... Whoop. Almost. Craig, do we have the other bottle? I think the other bottle is a little smaller. You want to try that one, Byron? Try that one. There are various size bottles. There you go. Much better. Try it again. There you go. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay. He's a natural plucker, I can tell. Okay, now you gotta hold it right up to the microphone. Okay, that's it. Okay. You'll be great. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to do not just one time through. There are 3 movements to this piece, okay? The first movement is just a regular Pop Goes the Weasel. Then the second movement is going to be very sad and slow. So you have to be very expressive, okay? Can you do that? You know, it gets very sad. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right. And then the third movement is very fast, okay? So watch me for the cues, okay? All right, here we go with Byron McGuire as the soloist on Pop Goes the Weasel. For Byron. Great job, Byron. That was terrific. We have some prizes for you now for doing all that, okay? First of all, we have this lovely year 2000 commemorative bottle of maple syrup from Whole Foods with the year 2000 right there engraved in the glass. So you can take that home. And then we have what looks like a champagne bottle, but it's actually a bottle of bubble bath. So I'm not sure you're into bubble bath, but you can give it to your mom perhaps. And then finally, the most important item, your certificate as a friend of the Bottle Band. This membership certificate is hereby officially registered as a friend of the St. Luke's Bottle Band, February 26, 2000. So now, Byron, you and Craig are the 2 friends of the Bottle Band. Thank you. Very much. Let's hear it for Byron. Thank you, that was great. Well, we come now to the final work on our program. This is actually a work that has several songs in it. It's what we call a mini musical. Perhaps you're familiar with the Broadway show Cats. This is our version of that kind of a musical, except our version is called Cows. And One reason we're doing this is to help all of you who are having cow withdrawal symptoms after the statues have been taken away from the city of Chicago. But we did this in 1997 for the first time, and we thought it was appropriate to bring it back again this year. This is, as I said, what we call a mini musical. It's made up of several selections, all of which are from Broadway shows. And what we have done is simply change the lyrics so that instead of telling the story of human beings, they're telling the stories of cows. So we want to thank you again for coming tonight. You've been a wonderful audience. We've enjoyed playing for you. We hope you can come back again and see us sometime. And now our final work on the program, Cows.
Through the mud to stare into space while I mindlessly chew on my cud. The hills are alive with the sound of music. Just watch where you step, check the ground with care.
China shop, I'm not welcome. I enjoy being on board. Sometimes I'm cooped up in a barnyard and I feel like I'm gonna go berserk. I can't wait until the breeding season. That's the time of the year I really love my work. A horse has to carry riders and an ox has a cart to pull. But I don't have to do a darn thing, just enjoy strutting around, being a long horn bull. diddle diddle dooby dooby doo. All day long I'd mooga mooga moo. If I were a belly bull, I wouldn't have to work hard. Dig a diddle diddle dooby dooby doo. Shoot the bull 4 hours at a time. Mooga mooga yabba dabba doo. I'd throw a lavish party for all my friends and serve them expensive things to eat. But first I'd have to redecorate my barn. I'd buy a bunch of plastic cows that were on display in Chicago all last year, and that would really add a lot of charm. If I were a rich fool, dig a diddle diddle dooby dooby doo. Would it really be so terrible if my assets were more plentiful? It would make my life so wonderful if I were a wealthy boy.
There were bulls on the hill, but I never heard them snorting. No, I never heard them at all, till there was you. There were flies all around, but I never heard them buzzing. No, I never heard them at all,
I'm calling more.
I will answer
I have been sent here from Canada to breed with you.
I have been waiting for years. Let's see what we can do.
There is a calf that is gentle and sweet.
It will be so tender and juicy to eat.
Will create meat that's delicious to chew. When I'm calling more. There's just a few more hours, the time is flying by. A few more hours before I say goodbye. Oh, I'm getting slaughtered in the morning. Bang, bang, the axe is gonna fall. They're gonna slice me very precisely in sections that are really small. It's time for me to go to market, now that they think I'm nice and plump. Some farmer bred me, watered and fed me, and soon someone will roast my rump. Some of my good parts will make a stew. Some of my bad parts will turn into glue.
Oh, he's getting slaughtered in the morning. Ding dong, the cowbells all will chime.
Before they broil me, don't let them spoil me, so get me to the jewel on time. I've had a good life, don't get me wrong, but now it's time for me to say so long. Oh, I'm getting slaughtered in the morning. My ribs are gonna all be prime. First is connect me, make sure they inspect me, but get me to the jewel. Keep me nice and cool. Be sure to get me to the jewel. Singing a song for you today. It is the music of a species that does not have much to say, but we're proud of who we are, and we are proud of what we do, though we are limited to making the sound of boo.
But when we get on the stage like this and hear the battles blow, there's a transformation in us and the words begin to flow, and all of a sudden we're singing a show for a show. Do you hear the cattle singing a song for you today? It is the music of a species that does not have much to say, but we're proud of who we are, and we are proud of what we do, though we are limited to make
supply the butter for your bread and for your pies and cakes.
And the cheese for all your cheeseburgers and milk for all your shakes.
And some of us know that we're gonna be turned into steaks.
But we're proud of who we are, and we are proud of what we do. Though we are
Okay, for our encore, we'd like to do a piece that is a traditional encore, actually in Vienna on New Year's Day, so it fits in well with our theme tonight of the year 2000. This is the well-known Radetzky March by Strauss, and it's the kind of piece that's, that once the audience members want to clap when they hear it played. And we encourage you to clap along tonight, but the piece is too long to clap for the entire work, and so sometimes it's hard to know. People get confused, and so we're going to provide you with some clapping instructions so that it's perfectly clear what you're expected to do. And all we ask is that you just follow the instructions and clap along as you're told. Thank you again for coming. You've been a wonderful audience, and now here's our encore, the Radetzky March by Strauss. Thank you, and good night.